Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi. Shall we start? Give me some love before I start. Give me some sunshine. Give me some rain. Give me some love. Yeah, Mohit. I am never better. I was never better. Never ask me the question how you are. I am always fantastic. I am always happy. Show me some love symbols. Otherwise, I am not going to start the class. Show me some love symbols. Otherwise, I am not going to start the class. Cool. I got some love. Cool. Cool. So let's start. See, now you know second normal form, third normal form, and then BCNF, right? And then BCNF. Now the question is, now the question is, how can we say a table is in, how can we say, now the question is, how can we say that a table is in second normal form, third normal form, or BCNF? How can we say that? That is the question, right? So you have to understand one thing. I'm writing all the shortcuts here, okay? So I will keep this particular, for your understanding, I will always keep this one, okay? So that you know what each normal form is. I'll write the shortcuts, okay? So if I talk about first normal form, then what is the first normal form? No multi-valued attributes. Like if phone number is a multi-valued attribute, multiple phones, no multi-valued attributes. Okay. Now what is the second normal form? Second normal form says no partial dependency, right? What is partial dependency? If there is a candidate key and if the part of a candidate key is determining, right? Which means a proper subset of X. If there is a candidate key and a proper subset of that particular X, if it is determining Z, where Z is a non-prime attribute, then the table is not in 2NF, right? So if there are no multi-valued attributes, the table is in 1NF. If there are no partial dependencies, the table is in 2NF, right? Similarly, we have to see for third normal form, right? In third normal form, what is the condition? If X determines Y is there, in the third normal form, X must be a super key, or Y must be prime attribute. Then only that table is in third normal form. Right? And then we have BCNF. What is BCNF? So if I have X determines Y, X should always be super key. Then the table is in BCNF. Okay. So now you write this shortcut somewhere and then we will start solving the problems. Okay. So read them once. I will again tell them. See, this is the most important topic we have. And definitely there will be 1 or 2 questions from this. So I'm going to go. Sir, we had wasted 2 months. So need the correct and tight schedule to crack 2026. 2026, Where did we waste time? We have completed OS, we have completed, sorry, we have completed TOC, almost done, permutations and combinations done, and DBMS is going on, right? Where did we waste time? And meanwhile, not to waste time, you can watch the aptitude lectures. You can watch the aptitude lectures, okay? 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 Fine. So see this. Again, I'm telling you, when is a table in first normal form? If there are no multi-valued attributes. What are multi-valued attributes? I will talk about it later when we talk about ER model. There I will talk about multi-valued attributes. Just to give you a small example, phone number is a multi-valued attribute, which means, okay, it should not be a rule. Okay, don't think that every time phone number is a multi-valued attribute. In the question, they will say whether a particular attribute is multi-valued or not. For example, you can take phone number as a multi-valued attribute because a person may have multiple phones, right? So in my team, there is a person called Mubin, and I don't know why he uses two phones. Who will use two phones with two different mobile numbers? At least one phone, two SIMs is the, maybe if one is not working, other will work. That is understood, right? That is fine. But he uses two different mobile phones. I don't know why he carries two phones. I feel lazy to carry only one phone also. I feel very lazy. Okay. So sometimes phone number can be multi-valued attribute. Now what is the second normal form? Second normal form says that if a part of a candidate key determines a non-prime attribute, then the table is not in second normal form. What does the third normal form say? If you have x determines y, either x has to be a super key of the table or y has to be a prime attribute, right? What does BCNF say? BCNF says that always x has to be super key. Always x has to be super key. Sir, will you take the lectures on the platform again for the paid users? Yes. 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 Start buying the course. Okay. Okay. Show me love. Show me love. Sugar. Yes, please. Okay. So yesterday I have shown you 4 cases, right? We have seen an example in the last class. So let us say I'll take the same example. Okay. I'll take the same example, right? So there is a relation R. There is a relation R. Okay, with attributes A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the attributes A, B, C, D, E, F, right? And and the functional dependencies are like this. Functional dependencies are AB determines C, right? And then we have B determines D, D determines E, and then AE determines F, AE determines F, and then C determines A. C determines A. C determines A. And according to this functional dependencies, we have candidate keys. According to this functional dependency, we have candidate key. According to the functional dependencies, we have the candidate key A, B, and B, C. You know how to find out the candidate keys, okay? A, B, and B, C. Therefore, what happens? Prime attributes are, what are the prime attributes? A, B, and C are prime attributes. And what about non-prime attributes? Non-prime attributes are D, E, F. D, E, F are non-prime attributes. D, E, F are non-prime attributes. Right? 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 So they're also called as key attributes, non-key attributes sometimes. Okay. Now the question is, how do we classify each functional dependency? Okay. So left hand side is a super key or a candidate key, right? Left hand side is a candidate key. There is no problem with this, right? First, let us see what are all the, whether the table is in second normal form or not. Okay. See, there are two ways you can go. Sir, is there EMI options for on FAANG course? No EMI option. I think you have to message it on the to the team, okay, in the WhatsApp number. Did you meet Pawan Kalyan? Yeah, I met Pawan Kalyan today. And yes, that's it. Okay. I think all the doubts are clear. Okay. Now coming to this point, now just see AB determines C. There is no problem with it because left side is a super key. Whenever left side is a super key, it will never form any redundancy. It will be in the highest form, BCNF. Okay. And now coming to these four, let us see whether there are partial dependencies. By looking at these four, let us see there are partial dependencies, right? So B determines D. So B determines D is there, right? And this is a partial dependency. B determines D is there, and this is a partial dependency. Why this is a partial dependency? Because B is a part. Why is this a partial dependency? Because B is a part of a candidate key, which means proper subset of candidate key is deriving non-prime attribute. D is a non-prime attribute. Proper subset of a candidate key is deriving non-prime attribute. Therefore, this is a partial dependency, and therefore it cannot be second normal form. It cannot be second normal form, right? Now, what about D determines C? D determines C is a non-prime a non-prime attribute determining a non-prime attribute. A non-prime attribute determining a non-prime attribute, right? Therefore, this functional dependency is in second normal form. This functional dependency is in second normal form. Okay. This function is this FD is in second normal form. No problem with this FD. With this FD, we got a problem. It is not in second normal form. No problem with this, right? And the other one is AE determines F. Okay. Okay. When are you starting your own party, sir? Nishant. I would love to be a philanthropist. I would love to be an activist. I will never join any particular party, and depending on the leader, I will show my support. Now currently, Pawan Kalyan is a leader who is non-corrupt. I am not talking about his managerial skills or administrative skills, that I am not in a position to judge, but then he is not corrupt and he is working for the poor people. So I am now giving my support to Pawan Kalyan. In future, if he does anything wrong, then also I will be very vocal about it, right? I am not going to be a blind follower of anyone. Pawan Kalyan is doing good as of now, so I am supporting him. If he does anything bad, I will definitely question him. Okay, I am just going to be an activist. I am not going to be in the politics ever, or I don't want MLA or MP or any seat, any ministry. I don't want. But if I could get Education Minister of India sometime maybe after 10 years, I will definitely take it. Okay, only post that I would like to take is Education Ministry of India. Education Minister of India. Okay, fine, fine, fine. So now what about this A and E determining F? See, A is a prime attribute. A is a prime attribute, right? Right? And E is a non-prime attribute. A is a prime attribute and E is a non-prime attribute. Therefore, there is no partial dependency. In partial dependency, what happens? Left hand side, there will be only prime attributes and only some of them, not the entire candidate key, right? So this is also not a partial dependency. This is in second normal form, right? And now what about this? A non-prime attribute is defining a non-prime attribute is determining a non-prime attribute is determining a prime attribute, right? So this is also not a partial dependency. Therefore, this is also be in second normal form. This also will be in second normal form, right? So out of all the FDs, so this is in the highest normal form. This is in BCNF, which means it will be in second, third, everywhere. Whenever left hand side is a super key, you don't have to think about it. It will be in the highest normal form. Now for the remaining, one is not in second normal form and the remaining are in second normal form, right? Right. Now for the same example, let us see third normal form, right? For the same example, let us see third normal form for the same example, okay? AB, AB, see, there will be no changes in the prices, okay? From now onwards, we will get your videos on YouTube. Now, so from after I finish normalization, remaining videos will be on paid platform. If you pay the fee, I will give you wonderful services. Please take the courses. If you pay the fee, I will give you wonderful services. I will build beautiful teams and wonderful services, right? You will love it. But if I am giving away the course for free, I am not having money to, or I'm thinking like a miser, right? Every time I'm thinking how to decrease the cost of this particular task or this particular task, right? So I don't want to do that. I want to do full justice to those who have paid the fee, okay? And you will love our services. Now let's see the same thing. AB determines C, B determines D, D determines E, AE determines F, C determines A. Okay. Now this is in the highest normal form, BCNF, right? This is in the highest normal form, BCNF. AB determines C is in highest normal form, BCNF, because left hand side is a super key, right? Now what about this one, B determines D? B determines D is a partial dependency, right? Now it won't be in third normal form. Why? You check the third normal form rule. Left side has to be super key, but left side is not a super key. Or right side has to be prime, but the right side is a non-prime, right? Right side is a non-prime. D is non-prime, right? Therefore, this cannot be in third normal form. This cannot be in third normal form, right? Because in third normal form, left side has to be super key or right side has to be prime, right? But these two are not valid. Now again, here also left side is not super key and right side is not a prime attribute, right? So E is not a prime attribute, it is a non-prime attribute, okay? So this is also not in third normal form, right? Now what about this one, AE determines F? So left side AE is not a super key because we have only candidate keys as A, B and BC. So AE is not a super key. And what about F? F is not a prime attribute. Therefore, this is also not in 3NF. And here left side is not a super key and right side is a prime attribute. Right side is a prime attribute. It is not a prime. So since the right side is a prime attribute, what is the condition? Left side has to be super key or right side has to be prime attribute, right? So since right side is a prime attribute, okay? So this is in the third normal form. Right side is a prime attribute. That is why this is in the third normal form. It is in the third normal form. Okay. Now you can also test for BCNF. For the same example, okay? We will also test for BCNF, okay? So let us see this one, BCNF, okay? So let us say the functional dependencies are AB determines C, B determines D, D determines E, AE determines F, C determines A, right? So we know that if the left hand side is a super key, it is definitely in BCNF. this is in BCNF, right? But this is not in BCNF because left hand side is not a super key. Here also left hand side is not a super key, not a BCNF. This is also not a BCNF. This is also not BCNF, right? So all these are not BCNF. All these are not BCNF, right? So what we have done here, we have checked your second normal form, then third normal form, then fourth, then BCNF, right? But you have to go in a reverse order if the question is about what is the highest normal form. See, why? How to solve the questions? How to solve the questions, right? How to solve the questions? Okay, I will give you a diagram. You can note this diagram. I want these things. Okay, I will just duplicate. Okay. Where is it? So we'll do one thing. We'll take a problem and solve it. Okay. We will take a problem and solve it. I am searching for a small question. Let's start with a very simple question. Okay. So how will the questions be in this topic? How will the questions be in this topic? You have to, the question will be like, find gate questions in this topic. How will be the gate questions in this topic? How will be the gate questions in the topic? Okay. So, so how will be the questions in this? The gate question will be like this. Find the highest normal form of table R of relation R. Relation R table both are same. Of relation R A B A B C D E F. A B C D E F. Find the highest normal form of the relation A B C D E F. Find the highest normal form of the relation A B C D E F. A B C D E F. Right? And they will give you FD set. And they will give you FD set, and the options will be like first normal form, B, second normal form, C, third normal form, D, BCNF. These will be the options, right? Now, what is the procedure? How are you going to handle it? First thing is, step one is find all the candidate keys. Find all the candidate keys. After you find the candidate keys, step 2 is find out what are the prime attributes and what are the non-prime attributes. Okay, this is the step 2. Now, once you are done with this, then we are going to apply these rules to find out what is the highest normal form a table is in, right? So when you are finding the highest normal form, it is always better to start from the ending. Okay. When they are finding the highest normal form, it is always better to start from the highest. So start with BC and F first. Then if BC and F is true, then it is also in third normal form, second normal form, and first normal form. See this. This is how it is going to be, right? BC and F, okay, is the highest, and then third normal form, and then second normal form, and then first normal form. I'm not talking about fourth normal form, that is not there in the syllabus. Okay, so coming to BC and F, if a table is BC and F, it is already third normal form, second normal form, and one first normal form. So directly attack the BC and F first, right? If it is not BC and F, then attack the third normal form. If it is in third normal form, it is already in second normal form and first normal form. Then after third normal form fails, attack second normal form. If this also fails, then attack first normal form. Then attack first normal form. Okay. 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 Fine. No, there will be no refunds, and then there will be no free courses. Everyone has to pay to access the course. Okay. Okay. Fine. You understood this, right? First, we'll talk about BC and F, think about BC and F, then third normal form, second normal form, then first normal form. Okay. So I'll give you a question. Simple one, not a complex one. I'll give you a simple example. Now you tell me what is the highest normal form that this table is in. What is the highest normal form that this table is in? Okay. So the question is, or, oh no. I had to do this, right? So, okay, how that is. Okay, so there is a relation R with A, B, C, D, E. Okay, A, B, C, D, E are the attributes, and the functional dependency set is A, B, D. A, B, D determines C, then B, C determines D, and then C, D determines E. Simple question. Okay, this is a gate question. Okay. Now, what is the step one? You have to find out the candidate keys, right? You already know how to find out the candidate keys. That is why I am not solving that candidate keys problem here. We have already seen in the earlier classes, right? So you already know what is a candidate key, right? Sir, you told that you will make a detailed video on schedule. Yeah, Nitin, I will make it. So, but that will be available only for the people who have taken the course. Okay. Tomorrow I am going to give the detailed schedule about what are the subjects, what is the order, what is the timeline, everything will be done. Okay. But that will be given only to the paid subscribers. So for paid subscribers, there will be a lot of benefits. One is if you take any course, test series is going to be freely included in it. And second is if you have any doubt, there will be a mentor to guide you. And the third is you will get all the 1000 practice questions. So there will be a lot of benefits if you buy the course. Okay, fine. Fine. So these are the FDs. Now we have to find out candidate keys, but I'm directly giving away candidate keys because you know how to find them. We are not going to solve them here. and the candidate keys are A, B, D, A, B, D, and A, A, B, D, and A, B, C. A, B, D, and A, B, C are candidate keys. A, B, D, and A, B, C are candidate keys, right? So according to this, A, B, C, D are prime attributes, right? According to this these candidate keys, A is here, B is here, C is here, D is here. Therefore, A, B, C, D, these are all prime attributes. And E is a non-prime attribute. E is a non-prime attribute. Now we know what are the prime attributes and what are the non-prime attributes. Okay. Now you can directly test whether it is BCNF or third normal form. Start from here. Check whether it is BCNF. Check whether it is third normal form. Check whether it is second normal form. Finally, first normal form. Okay. You do it. I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. You do it. I'm giving you 3 minutes of time. Tell me the answer. Okay. Then I will solve it. I'm giving you 3 minutes. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Okay. 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 Let's find out what are the normal forms that the table is in. Okay. Fine. So just write the like this. Just write like this. I will tell you why I'm writing like this. A, B, D determines C, and then B, C determines D, and then C, D determines C. C, D determines C. Right. Right. Now you write BCNF here. BCNF. Now take each one of them and see whether they are BCNF or not. This functional dependency left, what is BCNF? We check this. Left hand side should always be super key, right? And left hand side is ABD, and ABD is a candidate key, and so it is a super key, right? So this particular FD is in BCNF, right? Now what about BC determines D? Left side BC is not a super key, right? It needs A to be a super key, right? Therefore, this is not a BCNF, which is not in BCNF. You can stop here and say it is not in BCNF, right? Now, what about CD determines C? CD also is not a candidate key, super key, right? So it is not in BCNF. It is not in BCNF. It is not in BCNF, right? 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 Okay. So next thing is we need to check whether it is in third normal form. We need to check whether it is in third normal form. Check whether it is in third normal form. Third normal form. Now what is the condition in third normal form? Left hand side has to be super key or right hand side has to be prime. There is no problem with this. Left hand side is super key, right? Here also there is no, here left hand side is not super key and right hand side is not prime, isn't it? Right hand side prime is allowed. Right hand side is prime. So this is in third normal form. This is in third normal form, right? Now coming to this, here left hand side is not super key and right hand side is not a prime attribute. Right hand side EE is a non-prime attribute. Therefore, it is not in third normal form. It is not in third normal form. I hope you are getting it, right? You are getting it, right? So again, once again, let me repeat it, okay? So this is a very, very important topic. So I'm going to repeat it multiple times. I'm going to be very, very slow because it is a very, very scoring topic. I'll go very, very slow. I will repeat again and again and again, okay? So let us see about third normal form, okay? In third normal form, left hand side has to be super key or the right hand side has to be prime. Only these are allowed, okay? Now here left hand side is super key, so it is allowed. Here left hand side is not super key, but right hand side is a prime attribute. D is prime, that is why it is allowed. Now left hand side is not a super key, CD is not a super key, but right hand side is not a prime attribute, not prime attribute. So we are not allowing, okay? It is not, so it is not super key, CD is not super key and E is not a prime attribute. That is why this FD does not come under third normal form. Therefore, the table is not even in third normal form. Now we have to do second normal form ka testing. Now we have to do second normal form ka testing, right? Now we have to do second normal form testing, okay? You try it, second normal form. ఎవరో తలుపు తీసినట్టుంటే ఓకే. So we have to find out second normal form. Try this second normal form. So what is the second normal form? You have to take, I'm talking about second, okay? Second normal form. Now you have to take proper subset, okay? Now you have to take proper subsets, proper subsets of all the proper subsets of all the candidate keys, proper subset of all the candidate keys, because we are talking about partial dependency, right? And then you have to find the closure of them, proper subsets of all the primary keys, and you have to find the closure of each proper subset, subset, and that should contain only prime attributes, okay? And that should contain only prime. If there is a non-prime attribute, then it is a partial dependency, right? Only prime attributes, only prime attributes, right? Only prime attributes, okay? So let me do it here only. Okay, it is moving. Okay, right. Okay, now we have to take proper subset of all the candidate keys, only prime. We have to take proper subset of all the candidate keys and only prime. Okay. Now try to do this. Let me do it. Okay. Let me do it. Let me do it. Now, what are all the candidate keys? See, we know that candidate keys I already given. Candidate keys are I have already given, right? Candidate keys are A, B, D, and A, B, C, right? Now I'll take A, B, D. If you take A, B, D, you have to find out all the proper subsets of it. Okay? So you have to find out A plus, you have to find out B plus, you have to find out D plus, single valued, and then you have to find out all the double valued. A, B plus, right? And then BD plus, and then AD plus, right? 3C2 is 3C1, which means 3. Out of 3, you are choosing 2, right? Which is 3. You have to find all these closures, right? Right? Now, what is A plus? What is A plus? A is deriving only A, right? A is deriving only A. What is B plus? B is deriving only A, B, right? And what is D plus? D is also deriving only D. What is AB plus? So AB is not deriving anything, AB, right? And what is BD plus? BD is only deriving BD, right? Now what is AD plus? AB, BD, right? What is AD plus? AD plus is not deriving anything, it is deriving AD, right? So we are getting only we are not only trivial dependencies. So all these are trivial dependencies, right? Which means we are getting the same thing. We are not getting anything extra here, right? Right, right, right. Okay. Now do the same for ABC. Do the same for ABC. Do the same for ABC. Do the same for ABC, right? So to second normal form, you have to follow this procedure. The reason is you will not be able to find partial dependencies sometimes in the given FDs, but if you split it, you may get the partial dependencies, right? So here also same. You have to take A plus, B plus, C plus, AB plus, BC plus, AC plus, right? Now what is A plus? A plus is A. B, we already done this. B plus is B. Now what is C plus? C plus is C only. And what is AB plus? AB plus is AB only. And what is BC plus? So BC plus is BCD, and because of CD I get E. Because of CD I get E, and then A is not there, right? So we are not going to get. So BC is going to give us D, and CD is going to give us E, right? And there is no ABD. ABD. There is no ABD. Right? 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 Now what did we get here? We got a functional dependency as BC determines, actually C and E is there. Actually BCD is there, but if you look at this, BC determines E, BC determines E, BC is determining E, BC is determining E, right? So what is BC? If you look at it, BC is a part of a candidate key, part of a candidate key, right? And part of a candidate key is determining a non-prime attribute. Part of a candidate key is determining a non-prime attribute, right? So E is a non-prime attribute. Part of this part, just try to be very, this is a very important concept. So I'm repeating again and again, right? So in order to find out BCNF and third normal form, it is very easy. You can find out BCNF and third normal form very easily, right? But if you have to find out second normal form, you have to find all the partial dependencies. You have to solve everything, right? then whenever you get a partial dependency, you can stop there. Now, what is partial dependency? Partial dependency is part of the candidate key determining the non-prime attribute, right? So here part of the candidate key is determining not non-prime attribute, right? So what is this? This is proper subset. Proper subset of candidate key is determining non-prime attribute. Non-prime attribute. If it is so, if it is proper subset of candidate key, if it is deriving non-prime attribute, then we can say that it is a partial dependency, right? Therefore it is a partial dependency, and we have got the partial dependency. Therefore this is not in second normal form also. Second normal form also, right? So it cannot be in second normal form, third normal form, or BCNF, right? Right? It cannot be in second normal form, third normal form, or BCNF. Second normal form, third normal form, or BCNF. Second normal form, third normal form, and BCNF. Okay. Okay. BC determines C is not a partial dependency. BC determines D. Here it is proper subset. Okay. Here it is proper subset of candidate key. BC is proper subset of candidate key, but D is not a non-prime attribute. D is a prime 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 attribute, right? So if D is a prime attribute, it is not a partial dependency. So this particular dependency is not partial dependency, right? Because D is a prime attribute. Got it? But this one is partial dependency because E is a non-prime attribute, right? So proper subset of candidate key is determining non-prime attribute. E is a non-prime attribute, right? Right? Got it, Atreya? Atreya, you got it? You got it? Okay? Okay? Fine. Okay, I will give you one more example. So what about the previous example? The highest normal form. In this example, the highest normal form is 1NF. The highest normal form is 1NF. By default, any table you take, it is in 1NF, right? They did not mention. Whenever they say a relation, it is 1NF, right? Right? RBR Anna, please help for GATE 2027. Please guide Anna and solve all the student problem facing by the paid students, please. Yeah. Hope Anna, you will solve all our problems soon. Lots of love, Anna. Yes, Ryzen. Every problem, there is no problem in paid platform. We are providing you one is test series, normal test series, and challenging test series, and all the videos are in fact available on YouTube also, right? And some of the videos are available there. No sir, 2NF. Check once again. It is not 2NF, Shruti. Shruti, you have to do like this. Proper subset of candidate key is determining a non-prime attribute, which means proper subset of candidate key is determining a non-prime attribute, which means it is partial dependency. Now we have got a partial dependency in this particular table. That is why this is not in second normal form. I know it is going to be difficult. I know it is somewhat difficult for you initially. So I'm going very, very slow. Okay. So I'm going very, very slow. Whenever the topic is very important, I'll go very, very, very slow. Okay. See this again, see this. All the functional dependencies are given. Now you have to find out candidate keys. This is one more task that you have to do, but I have already found it out in the previous example. So I'm just writing the candidate keys. Now once the all the candidate keys, or you found out all the candidate keys, you have found out all the prime attributes and non-prime attributes, right? So what are the prime attributes? A, B, C, D. And what is the non-prime attribute? E. E is the non-prime attribute. Now you always, whenever they ask you about the highest normal form, start from the highest normal form. What is the highest normal form? BCNF. Write the functional dependence like this, and you write BCNF, and you check whether each one is in BCNF or not. Okay. So A, B, D. What is the condition for BCNF? Left hand side should always be super key. The condition for BCNF is left hand side should always be super key. The condition for BCNF is left hand side should always be super key, right? So in this case, the left hand side is a super key. The left hand side ABD is a super key, right? Why? Because ABD is a candidate key. That is why it is super key also. So there is no problem with this functional dependency. Now BC is not a super key, right? So it is not in BCNF. CD is not in is a super key. Therefore, this FD is also not in BCNF. Now coming to third normal form. Now coming to third normal form. Left hand side has to be super key, or right hand side has to be prime attribute, right? Here left hand side is super key, therefore allow it. Here left hand side is not super key, but right hand side is a prime attribute, so you can allow it in third normal form. Here left hand side is not super key and right hand side is not prime attribute, therefore it is not allowed. So BCNF and third normal form are very easy to find out. Only problem comes with the second normal form. What should you do is about the second normal form? Take the proper subsets of all the candidate keys and you find the closure, and in every closure only prime attribute should be present. If there is any non-prime attribute, then that is not in second normal form. Here if you try it, BC is determining E. So BC is a proper subset of candidate key. BC is a proper subset of candidate key which is determining E, which is a non-prime attribute. That is why this table is not in second normal form. Therefore, the highest normal form is first normal form. Highest normal form is first normal form. Right? Shruti, you understood now? CD determines C is partial dependency. Where is CD determines C? Here. Here. CD is not a part of the key at all, right? How can you say CD determines DE is partial dependency? Because CD, okay, you are thinking that CD is a, here C is there. See this clearly. C is here and D is here. Now CD is not a part of the single candidate key. We have to take only part of the single candidate keys. Okay. It should either be a part of completely a part of this candidate key or this candidate key. Actually, CD is not a partial key. CD is not a partial key, right? Because CD is not present in the same candidate key. That is why it is not a partial key, right? 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 Shruti? Very good, Shruti. You are following everything. Okay. Now, let's solve the next question. Okay. Let's solve the next question. I'll give you a simple one. Okay. Okay. Now let the question be like this. Okay. The question is, which one have we solved just now? are A, B, C, D, and the functional dependencies are A, B determines C and B, C determines D. A, B determines C and B, C determines D. A, B determines C and B, C determines D. Okay? Okay? Now, I will also give you the candidate key here. Now, the candidate key is AB. AB is the candidate key. Okay? Now, you try it. Now, you try it. Now, you try this example. Okay? Now, you try this example. Okay? Okay? Please chat on the WhatsApp number given to you. You will get the faster reply. Don't email. Emails are slow. You will get slow reply. But please chat on the this one. Okay. Answer me this question. Okay. Okay. So let's solve this. Okay. Let's solve this. Okay. So what are the key attributes? Prime attributes. Prime attributes are A comma B, right? And what are the non-prime attributes? Non-prime attributes are C comma D. Non-prime attributes are C comma D. Prime attributes are A comma B. Non-prime attributes are C comma D. C comma D. Right, right, right. Okay. Now let's write the functional dependencies. What are the functional dependencies? AB determines C and BC determines D. Now let's try to find out whether it is in BCNF or not. Okay. BCNF or not. What is the condition for BCNF? Left hand side should be super key, isn't it? Left hand side should be super key is the condition for BCNF, right? Now here candidate key is AB, left hand side is AB, therefore it is super key. So there is no problem with this functional dependency, right? Now coming to BC, BC is not a candidate key. That is why it is not in BCNF. Now you try for third normal form, okay? So there is no problem with this first one because left hand side is in third normal form, left hand side has to be a super key and left hand side is a super key. Left hand side is a super key. Therefore, it is allowed in the third normal form. Now, what about this? Left hand side is not a super key. Left hand side is not a super key and the right hand side, if you look at it, right hand side is, it should be prime, right? So right hand side is not prime. Therefore, this is not in third normal form, right? Now we have to check for second normal form. For checking second normal form, you have to use candidate key and you have to find out all the partial. So candidate key is AB. Candidate key is AB. You have to find out all the proper subsets of candidate key, right? And find the closure. So what do I get? I get A plus and I get B plus. I get A plus and I get B plus. Right? 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 See, on the YouTube, you will get only few topics. But if you are a paid subscriber, you will get the entire course. Okay? On YouTube, you will get only some of the topics. Okay? Okay. So, what about second normal form? A plus. Now, what is A plus? What is B plus? So, you can see that A plus is nothing but A and B plus is nothing but B, right? Therefore, there are no partial dependencies. So, the table is in second normal form. The highest normal form that the table is in is second normal form. The highest normal form that the table is in is second normal form, right? Right? Why? Because these two are prime attributes. Partial keys are determining prime attributes. That is why it is not a partial dependency. What is a partial dependency? Partial key determining a non-prime attribute is a partial dependency, right? Part of the key should determine non-prime attribute, but here part of the key is determining prime attributes only, right? That is why this is in second normal form. So what is the answer? The highest normal form, the highest normal form is second normal form. The highest normal form is second normal form. The highest normal form is second normal form. Okay? 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 Good. Cool. What's the use of teaching here? You will at least know, if you are not able to pay the complete fee, you will at least know some of the topics, right? I have to give some of the topics for free. I want to give it for free. And this is a good question, Godly. Okay. Okay, cool. It is done, right? Now let's go to the next question, okay? Let's go to the next question, okay? Okay. Relation are A, B, C, D, and functional dependencies are A, B determines C, C determines A, AC determines D, AC determines D, right? And the candidate keys are AB comma BC. Candidate keys are AB comma BC, right? So candidate keys you have to find out, but I am writing it because we have already seen how to find the candidate keys. Here the candidate keys are AB and BC. Now tell me what is the highest normal form. Now tell me what is the highest normal form. Sir, what about updating the content in course? It is getting updated, right? I think only one video is pending. I think only one video. I think only one video is pending. All the videos are getting uploaded on paid platform as well. Okay. All the videos are getting uploaded on paid platform as well. Okay. Try it. Try it. Vaishnav, there is no need to be rude, okay? See, I have lot of people who like me, who love me. And whenever someone writes something negative about me, they get disturbed. I don't get disturbed. See, I have reached a phase where I don't worry about negative comments or negative things about me. As a YouTuber, as the internet personality, as celebrity, I used to suffer a lot from this. Whenever people write something negative about me, I used to have sleepless nights. Now I am at a phase where I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I just love teaching and so I teach. It is not about the fee. I am collecting fee from you because we have the team cost and I don't take any profit out of it. Whatever money I get from your fee, I always try to put it back in the company and then hire a better team for better questions or better doubt solving, right? Right? Okay? Ask this question. Answer this question. So everyone is getting second normal form, is it? Okay. Let's see, let's check. Okay. Let's check. Okay. So first thing is you find out what are the prime attributes and what are the non-prime attributes. What are the prime attributes here, guys? The prime attributes here are A, B, C. A, B, C are prime attributes, and then non-prime attributes are D. Non-prime attributes are D. Non-prime attributes are D. Okay. Now let us see. AB determines C, C determines A, and AC determines D, right? Now let's see whether this is BCNF or not, okay? Let's see whether this is BCNF or not, okay? BCNF or not. Now what does the BCNF say? Left hand side should always be super key. That is a simple rule. Now left hand side is super key here, so there is no problem with this. It is in BCNF. But here left hand side is not in super key. Left hand side is not super key, left hand side is not super key, therefore these two FDs are not in BCNF, right? Because of these two FDs, the table is not in BCNF, right? Now let us see third normal form. Let us see third normal form. What does third normal form say? Left hand side has to be super key or the right hand side has to be prime. So this is left hand side is super key, not a problem. Now here left hand side is not a super key, but the right hand side is a prime attribute, right? A is a prime attribute, therefore this is in third normal form. Here left hand side is not super key, AC is not super key, and right hand side is a prime attribute, I guess. No, yeah, right hand side is not a prime attribute. Here also, see this, left hand side is a super key, left hand side is a super key, not a super key, and right hand side is a prime attribute. So it is a prime, since it is a prime attribute, we are saying that it is in third normal form. Now if you observe it, left hand side should not be super key. Left hand side AC is a super key, but here it is not a super key, right? AC is not a super key. Check it. AC is not a super key. AC is not any of the candidate keys. AC is not a super key. Right? Right? So left hand side is not super key. What is second condition? Right hand side has to be prime attribute, right? But D is not a prime attribute. D is a non-prime attribute. Therefore, this is not in 3 and F, right? Now we have to check for second normal form. We have to check for second normal form. Be very careful when you are checking for second normal form, because you have to take all the partial keys. All the partial keys, right? All the partial keys. Yeah, Manju, I will just talk to Vasudha. Hmm. Vasu, అమ్మా ఇది డిబిఎంఎస్ టీఓసిలో 29th వీడియో వరకే లెక్చర్ వరకే ఉందంట ప్లాట్ఫామ్లో. డిబిఎంఎస్లో 9 లెక్చర్సే ఉన్నాయంట. మిగిలిన అప్లోడ్ చేయండి అమ్మా. యూట్యూబ్ నుంచి డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి అక్కడ అప్లోడ్ చేసి నేను నోట్స్ కూడా పెట్టేసాయి. ఓకే ఓకే అమ్మా. ఎవరు చేస్తున్నారు ఇది అప్లోడింగ్? ఇప్పుడు మీరు తీసుకోండి, అది ఎవరో ఒకరికి ఇవ్వు. విష్ణు కానీ లేకపోతే పట్టాభి ఖాళీగా ఉన్నారు కదా, పట్టాభికి ఇచ్చేసి. ఓకే ఓకే. రోజు ఒక 2 వీడియోసే కదా, ఈజీ అది. ఓకే ఫైన్. లవ్ యూ. బాయ్ అమ్మా. బాయ్. ఓకే ఓకే. ఆల్ ది వీడియోస్ విల్ బి uploaded, don't worry about it. Okay, all the videos will be uploaded, don't worry about it. Okay, so third normal form, right? We are talking about second normal form. Okay, so in second normal form, what are the keys, candidate keys? The candidate keys are, one is AB and other is BC. The candidate, so you have to find out all the partial keys closure, right? So you have to find out A plus, you have to find out B plus from this, and here also B plus, it is already found, and C plus. You have to find all these three, right? And all of these three should give only prime attributes. If any non-prime attribute we get, we can say that is partial dependency, right? So we are taking part of the key. These are called partial keys, right? They're all called partial keys, right? Now we are taking all the partial keys and finding out whether they are partial dependencies or not. Now what is A plus? A plus is A, that's it, right? Nothing else. What is B plus? B plus is B. What is C plus? What is C plus? C plus is C. Here C plus is not C. C derives A is there. C determines A and AC determines D. That's it. CAD, right? Now if you observe it, D is a non-prime attribute, which means C determining D, this is a partial dependency. So we got partial dependency here. C is determining D, which is a partial dependency. So we got partial dependency here. C determining D is a partial dependency. C determining D is a partial dependency. Yeah, Manju, I told her about the notes also. Okay, to upload the notes also. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have got partial dependency. Therefore, the table is not in second normal form also. Second normal form also, the table is not in it. The table is not in second normal form also. The table is not in second normal form also. The table is not in second normal form also. So what is the highest normal form? The highest normal form is first normal form. See, you are doing BCNF and third NF very easily, but when it comes to second NF, second normal form, you are doing mistakes. Okay, I don't know why. 5 a.m. I think in 1 week we'll start classes at 5 a.m. also. 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Okay. Give me 1 week's time. Then the morning classes will also start 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and evening classes will be from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 4 hours. Okay. Okay. So you got this, right? Right. Okay. Now let's see the next one. Let's see the next question. Okay. So this is A B determines C, right? Next question. So the next one is the relation is A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. This is the relation A, B, C, D, E, F. And the functional dependencies are like this. A, B determines C and C determines DE, C determines DE and E determines F, E determines F and F determines B, F determines B, F determines B. AB determines C, C determines DE, E determines F determines B, F determines B. Right, right. Find out, okay? Do it. Take 3 minutes of time. Take 3 minutes of time. Try to do it. Okay. So first find out what are all the candidate keys, right? You have to first find out what are all the candidate keys. I'm directly giving you this. Okay. I'm directly giving you all the candidate keys. Okay. The candidate keys are AB, AF, AF, AE, AC. AB, AF, AE, AC. AB, AF, AE, AC. AE, AF, AE, AC. Now find it out. What are all the prime attributes and what are all non-prime attributes. Okay. We'll start DSA in the morning. Okay. Algorithms and data structures will start in the morning, 5 a.m. Can we have classes from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.? Can we have classes from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. also? Evening classes 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. we are anyway going to have. Can we have classes from this one? Morning 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. or morning 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay. You tell me in the comments what time you want. Okay. Now let's see this. We have to find out what are all the key attributes or prime attributes, right? What are all the prime attributes? So A is a prime attribute, B is a prime attribute, C is a prime attribute, E is a prime attribute, D is not a prime attribute, and F is A, B, C, D is not there, and E and F are there. So almost everything is a prime attribute except except D. Except D, everything is a non-prime attribute. Non-prime attribute is D. Non-prime attribute is D. Right. Okay. So first find out, write the functional dependencies. A, B determines C, C determines D, E determines F, E determines F, and F determines B. F determines B. F determines B, right? Now coming to BC and F. First you check for BC and F, okay? First you check for BC and F. First you check for BC and F, okay? Now left hand side in a BC and F, left hand side should always be super key. Left hand side should always be super key, right? AC is a super key. Sorry, AB is a super key, so it is okay. C is not a super key, not allowed in BC and F, right? And E is not a super key, not allowed. And F is not a super key, not allowed, right? So all these three dependencies are not allowed in BC and F. All these three dependencies are not allowed in BC and F. All these three dependencies are not allowed in BC and F, okay? All these three dependencies are not allowed in BC and F. Okay. So next thing is third normal form. So what is third normal form? Say either left hand side should be a super key or right hand side should be a prime attribute, right? If you see this, every right hand side is a prime attribute. Only one here the right hand side is not. See, so AB determines C. It is right hand side is prime. So okay, here right hand side only this one. C determines D. In C determines DE. C determines D. See when you see this, C determines DE. You can split it. You remember the split rule, right? So C determines D. You can write it as C determines C. Now if you observe it, C determines D. C determines D is C determines D is what? Left side is not a super key and right side is not a prime attribute. Right side is not a prime attribute. Therefore, this is not in third normal form. Now, what about this? Right side is prime attribute, third normal form. What about this? Right side is prime attribute, third normal form. Only here one is missing. Now go for second normal form. In second normal form also, you don't have to do completely. You can observe that we are getting C determines D, right? Which means part of a key, which means partial key. Here this is it, right? Part of the key, which means partial key. Part of the key, which means partial key. Part of the key, which is partial key. is determining a part of the key, which is partial key, is determining a prime attribute. Part of the key is determining a non-prime attribute. Therefore, this is partial dependency. So since there is partial dependency, it is not in second normal form, right? See this, part of the key is determining a attribute which is a non-prime attribute, right? Right, right, right. We allow only prime attributes. So left side is not a super key and right side is not a prime attribute. Therefore, both the conditions have failed. Both these conditions have failed. Both these conditions have failed, right? Right, right. So this is not in second normal form also. The highest normal form is first normal form. The highest normal form is first normal form. Okay. The highest form is first normal form. Okay. 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 Fine. I'll give you one question. You solve it. Okay. I'll give you one question. You solve it. So let me just remember what is the previous question. AB determines C. C determines, it is not. AB determines C. C determines D. E determines F. F determines B. Okay, this one. So here, this one. Okay. Relation R is A, B, C, D, E, F. Relation R is A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Okay. Now, the functional dependencies given are A, B determines C, C determines D, C, D determines AE, C, D determines AE, and DE determines F, DE determines F, DE determines F, and EF, EF determines B, EF determines B, EF determines B, right? And the candidate keys also I'm giving you, but in exam you have to find out the candidate keys. Okay, candidate keys are AB, AB, AEF, AEF, ADE, 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 C, ADE, C. So they are all the candidate keys. They are all the candidate keys. Okay. Okay. Yes, of course, I will teach discrete mathematics also, right? Ayush, your question is, will you be able to prepare for GATE parallelly with Java, DSA, HLD, LOL, right? So very nice question. Will I be able to? The question is, currently a developer, is it possible that I crack GATE parallel as currently working with Java, DSA, Spring Boot, HLD? Yes. See, when I can teach all these subjects, why can't you prepare for all these subjects? It is same thing, right? I am also teaching all these subjects. It will take more time to teach than to prepare, right? And I'm able to teach all the subjects. Why can't you do all these subjects? It is possible. It is all about your priorities. Set your priorities right. Okay. Okay. Now answer this question. So first you find out all the first you find out all the functional dependent, I mean prime attributes. Okay. So let us say I want to find out all the prime attributes, right? Prime attributes. Now, A is a prime attribute, B is a prime attribute, C is a prime attribute, D is a prime attribute, E is a prime attribute, F is a prime attribute, right? So, every attribute is a prime attribute. Now, when every attribute is in prime attribute, then every right hand side is a prime attribute, right? So, directly you can say that it is in third normal form. Let's check for BCNF also, okay? Let's check for BCNF first. I don't want to confuse you. Let's check for, we use the same method, regular method, okay? We'll use the same regular method, okay? So, what are the functional dependencies? AB determines C, C determines D, CD determines AE, DE determines F, EF determines B. EF determines B. Don't worry, in exam they will not give you these big questions, okay? For practice purpose, I am taking very big questions, but in exam all the questions are simple. I will do PYQs also. I'll do PYQs with normalization as well. Maybe this Sunday or Monday I will take, okay? I will do PYQs. Then you will understand how easy they are. Let me see if I can do it tomorrow, on Sunday, okay? The PYQs marathon of normalization, okay? And that will be for only paid users. Only for paid subscribers, I will do PYQ series, okay? Okay, fine. So now here we have to find out whether it is in BCNF first. BCNF. We have to find out whether it is in BCNF. We have to find out whether it is in BCNF. Right, right, right. So let's find out. Now AB is a super key, isn't it? AB is a super key, so there is no problem with it. And C is a super key, therefore there is no problem with it. See what is BCNF? Left hand side has to be super key. Here left hand side AB is a super key. If it is a candidate key, it is obviously super key, and C is a super key. And what about CD? It is not a super key because you can see that there is no CD here. Two attributes are only AB. Now what about DE? DE is also not a super key because AD is a candidate key. You need A definitely to make DE as super key. This is not in the okay. Okay. So yeah, DE determines F. Now what about EF determines B? It is raining heavily outside. Okay, if there is any fluctuation in the internet, we'll do the class tomorrow. Okay. So what about EF determines B? What about EF determines B? So EF is not a super key here. EF is not a super key. Therefore, this is not in BCNF, right? What about third normal form? See, in third normal form, left hand side has to be super key or the right hand side should be prime. Now, if you see all these right hand side, all of them have prime. All the right hand sides are prime. All the right hand sides are prime. Whenever all the right hand sides are prime, all the attributes in the right hand side are prime, it will definitely be in third normal form, right? It may or may not be in BCNF, but if all the attributes are prime, it will definitely be in third normal form, right? You can make a note of this point. Anyway, Vasudha will write the notes, don't worry, okay? Don't worry about the notes. For all the paid subscribers, Vasudha will provide you the notes, right? That notes will be the best notes you have ever seen, okay? So beautiful handwriting, every point written. You can just download it and you can prepare, okay? Okay, fine, fine. Now we are done with examples, with this example. What is this actually? A B determines C, C determines D, C D, okay, fine, D, okay, fine, okay, fine, okay. Now let me give you one more problem, okay? R is A, B, C, D, E. R is A, B, C, D, E. And the candidate keys are, okay, let me first give the FDs. R is A, B, C, D, E, right? And the FD set is, A determines B, A determines B, B determines C, B determines C, C determines D, C determines D, and D determines A. These are all the examples from standard textbooks. Okay. Sir, are you fan and follower of Pawan Kalyan and Janasena? Yes. Yes. I am a proud fan of Pawan Kalyan. Not just a fan. I am a proud fan of Pawan Kalyan. I have seen a leader in him. He has led the party even for 10 years without, giving up. He came into politics to change the politics. He is the number one leader, according to me. He has all the leadership qualities and he is not corrupt. People come to politics to make money, but my leader, Pawan Kalyan, is donating his own money and running the company. He is donating his own money. He is not, his balance, his balance of course sometimes go to zero, bank balance. When all the other heroes, are actually very busy making the building their own net worth, Pawan Kalyan is the only star who is building the nation silently. One day Pawan Kalyan will become prime minister. Trust me. Okay, I will be alive and you will be alive. You will see that one day Pawan Kalyan will be prime minister. Okay, and next 2029 he is going to be CM. At least I will do my voting. At least I will do my voting. Okay, yeah. Okay, so answer this question. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Data center in Vizag is going to give a lot of jobs to people, and we should be really proud of TDP. I mean the alliance of TDP and Pawan Kalyan. They are doing a lot, right? And Pawan Kalyan will never lose an election from now on. Sir, you said the course is paid. Then how many lectures you will take in YouTube? Maybe 2 more classes I will take on YouTube till the functional dependencies and normalization. And after that, I will take every class for paid users. Okay. Okay. So let's do it. Okay. Now, what are the prime attributes? Prime attributes are all the attributes. Prime attributes are all the attributes which are candidate keys, right? First, you have to find out candidate keys. Okay. So, candidate keys. What are the candidate keys for this? What is the question? A determines B, D determines C, C determines D, D determines A. Okay. So, the candidate keys are CE, AE. The candidate keys are AE, DE, AE, DE, CE, AE, DE, CE, AE, DE, CE, BE, AE, DE, CE, AE, DE, CE, and BE, AE, DE, CE, and BE, and BE. Sir, is there any intuition behind the order of redundancy being high in 2NF than 3NF? Yeah, partial dependencies are not there in 3NF, right? In 3NF, partial dependencies are not there. Along with partial dependencies, restriction is more. In 3NF, restriction is more. Okay, try solving this question. You are getting 3NF, is it? So, what are all the prime attributes? You have to find out prime attributes and non-prime attribute. Okay, find out, you solve it once. Okay, find out all the prime attributes. So A is a prime attribute, B is a prime attribute, C is a prime attribute, right? And D is a prime attribute, and E is a prime attribute, right? A, B, C, D, E, all are prime attributes, right? Whenever all are prime attributes, we know that the table is in third normal form, right? But we don't know whether the table is in BCNF or not, right? So let us see this. Let us see this. So what are the functional dependencies? A determines B, B determines C, C determines D, and D determines A. They are all the prime attributes. Now what are the what BCNF, right? We have to check about BCNF. We have to check about BCNF. We have to check about BCNF. Okay, now let's see whether it is BCNF or not. Okay, see this, left hand side should be prime attribute, left hand side should be super key. In BCNF, left hand side should be a super key. Now A is not a super key, right? A is not a super key. A is not a super key. So here itself we failed. B is not a super key, and C is not a super key, and D is not a super key, right? So A is not a super key, B is not a super key, C is not a super key, and D is not a super key. They are all part of the candidate keys, right? So part of the candidate keys can never be super keys, right? So none of them is in BCNF. None of them is in BCNF, right? Now the next one is we have to check about third normal form, right? In third normal form, there are two conditions. What is it? Left hand side has to be a super key or right hand side has to be a prime. Left hand side has to be super key or right hand side has to be a prime. Left hand side is a super key or right hand side is a prime. Now we know that all the right hand sides are primes, right? We know that all the right hand sides are primes. We know that all the right hand sides are prime because every attribute is prime, therefore you don't have to check anything, just keep ticking. When you get all the prime attributes as primes, all the attributes are prime attributes, then definitely you can do like this, right? Definitely you can do like this. Now the table, the highest normal form that the table is in is third normal form. You don't have to check for second normal form. Why? If it is third normal form, it is already in second normal form also, right? You don't have to check there. Okay, highest normal form is third normal form. Okay, highest normal form is third normal form, right? Right. Now answer the next question. So the next question is, relationships R is having attributes A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and the functional dependency set is FD set is functional dependency set is A determines B, A determines B, B determines AC, B determines AC, and B determines AC, and C determines D. A determines B, B determines AC, C determines D. Okay. Now tell me what is the highest normal form that the table is in. Tell me what is the highest normal form that the table is in. Tell me what is the highest normal form that the table is in. Tell me what is the highest normal form that the table is in. Try this. Okay, let me give you candidate keys also. So what are the candidate keys here? A determines B, B determines AC, C determines, right? So అన్న అన్న 10కి చేస్తా అన్న, ఇంకా క్లాస్లో ఉన్నా. లేదు 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 10కి చేస్తా. ఓకే అన్న, బాయ్. ఓకే, సో candidate keys are, let me write it here. Candidate keys are only two. What are they? A comma B. Candidate keys are only two. A comma B. This example will teach you something. Okay. This example will teach you something. So try it. You try it. You try it. Sir, why do you support Pawan Kalyan so much? I told you, Vignesh, he is the most honest guy in politics. Zero corruption. Powerful leader. And he has resilience. Even after losing elections for 10 years, he still fought. Sir, will you recommend both GATE and AI Generalist at the same time as backup for uncertain GATE? Yes, yes. I recommend GATE as well as AI Generalist course at the same time because you want to get a job in case if you don't get a rank in GATE next time. I recommend that you take both of them. Okay, you take both of them. Okay. Okay. So now I will solve you, right? See, one simple, this question will teach you something very interesting. Okay. So now let us say what are the functional dependencies? A determines B, B determines A, C determines D, C determines D, right? Now you have to check whether it is in BCNF or not first. BCNF. What does BCNF say? Left hand side should be a super key, right? So here A is a super key, B is a super key, but C is not a super key. Therefore, this is not in BCNF. This is not in BCNF, right? Now, what is the other condition? You have to check for third normal form. In third normal form, either left hand side has to be a super key, which means here is the super key, here also it is super key, or right hand side has to be prime attribute, right? But right hand side is not a prime attribute here. Left hand side is not a super key and right hand side is not a prime attribute, right? Therefore, it cannot be in third normal form, right? Now, what about second normal form? In the second normal form, you have to take the partial keys, right? Proper subset of the keys. You have to take proper subset of keys. I have a follow-up question. Is there anything specific you admire in him? His contributions? Okay. See, one only thing that I know is he is not a corrupt. He is working for poor people. That is sufficient for me. Okay. As long as he is working for poor people, I will be with Pawan Kalyan. And the day he changes and if he wants power in any other way, I will go against him. If he does anything for power or money, I am a double-edged sword. Okay. So today I may support Pawan Kalyan, but if Pawan Kalyan does anything wrong, I will be the first person to question him. So be careful. I am a double edged. Sorry, I'm not getting that word. Okay. I am not a blind follower. I am a follower, but not a blind follower. Let's give him one more chance in 2029 and let us see how he will. Right now, he is doing terrific. Let us see next time. Let us make him CM and let's see how he will develop, he will build the state. Okay, in Andhra. Okay, fine. So, what about second normal form? See this. in order to find out second normal form, you have to take the proper subset of candidate keys. But here candidate keys are single attribute, right? So what are these called? Whenever candidate keys are single attributes, these are called simple candidate keys, right? When all the candidate keys are simple candidate keys, you don't have any part of it. You cannot take partial key. Earlier, we are able to take partial key, right? See, if the candidate key is AB, then A and B, these are partial keys, right? But here they are not partial keys. Okay. Now there is no partial key. Possible. Therefore, the table is in second normal form. There is no partial key at all. Therefore, the table is second normal form, right? So you can make a note of it. If all the candidate keys are simple, the table will definitely be in second normal form. And if all the keys are prime attributes, if all the attributes are prime attributes, the table will definitely be in third normal form. And we are not commenting about BCNF. When we are talking about second normal form, we are talking about only second normal form. We are not commenting anything about third normal form or BCNF, right? So what is the point? When all the candidate keys are simple keys, right? Right, which means single attribute keys, then there is no way we can get partial dependencies. Right? Now similarly, when all the keys are simple keys, when all the keys are prime attributes, when all the attributes are prime attributes, then the table is definitely in third normal form. We can't comment about BCNF. That is why even if all the attributes are prime or only single attributes, you have to start with BCNF only. Okay, start with BCNF, then third normal form, then second normal form. Right. So what is the last one? Okay, so we'll end the class here. It is 10 o'clock. We'll end the class here. Okay, thank you all. So I hope you have liked the content for today, right? See you tomorrow. Thank you everyone for attending the class. Vishnu, access permission.